What's up, y'all? Good morning. Good morning. Don't know where y'all checking in from, but good morning to you. So listen, I just want to go ahead and jump on here real quick. And first, I'm trying to test something out, right? So if you hear, drop a comment. Let me know if you hear. But I want to test something out. I wanted to test out like going live without the video. Because sometimes I just be wanting to talk and I be wanting to rant, but the appearance ain't there, or I'm just in the bed, or I'm just walking around, or I'm just driving, you know what I mean? Or sometimes I just want to kind of turn the phone away from me and just go in, you know what I mean? And shout out to my guy, Sub Zero. I forgot the numbers that's on the back of, but if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about, right? But shout out to him. And he always been going like he been doing it for years. He'll go live and he won't have the video on. And I was like, you know what? I should have done this because we do Clubhouse, right? Me, Carolyn Arellano, me, Little Host Keeper, Brandon Orr, and Tony Williams. We all go live every other Friday on Clubhouse. And I always kind of felt like, man, I really don't want to do it over here because ain't nobody over here. You know what I mean? It's like, and I never had Clubhouse until I joined them. Like, I'm not a Clubhouse person. But I was like, the reason why I liked Clubhouse was because it was audio only. You know what I mean? If I had my way, I would always just be audio only. And then it randomly hit me one day when somebody shouted out my guy Sub Zero on my channel one day in the comments. And I was like, you know what? It just clicked one day. Damn, I could do fucking Clubhouse style right here on YouTube. You know what I mean? And I have more people who, you know what I mean, know where to find me at, because a lot of people that follow me don't even know what Clubhouse, they might not even know what Clubhouse is, or they just ain't got it. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, you know what if we just start doing it over here? You know what I mean? So that's what I might start doing. Let me know if y'all like it. Also, I can drop the invite link in the chat if y'all want to come up here and just talk to me directly. That's another good thing about Clubhouse was it was like, okay, bam, AJ, you can go live without video over here. But what about the part where people can actually talk to you on Clubhouse? Well, you know what? We can do that over here too. All I gotta do is drop the link in the chat. So if anybody wanna drop the link in it, want to join me up here, just talk to me. Feel free to tell me drop the link. I'll drop the link. All right. But anyway, shout out to everybody checking in. Though. I appreciate y'all commenting. Let me know that somebody here. Shout out to Miss Lisa St. Bryce. Good morning from California. Oh, so you up early over there. Shout out to you. Cash Craze says here. Appreciate you checking in. Shout out to my guy Herm out in P-Town, Portsmouth, Virginia, my hometown. Shout out to you checking in. Appreciate that, bro. Cleanse Pro says salute to you. Justino Aguilar says, AJ, I got the free month subscription, but where do I start? So it should be a video. It should be a video. As soon as you join on that thank you page, it was a video guiding you on what to do. But here's what you do. First off, log in from a computer. Go down to CleanBiz University. Actually, you ain't got to go down. You ain't got to do it from you. So CleanBiz University, you can access from a mobile browser, but the CRM, you can't. So if you want to just go straight to it, you always start with the course, Clean Business Starter course. All right. So go to cleanbizuniversity.com, click log in, and then log in. If you don't know the login, because the login sometimes for the university and the CRM can be different. So if you don't know the login, then click forgot password. And if that don't work for you, then just email support@cleanbusinessnetwork.com. My people are back to work today. This is the first day back for the whole company since the Christmas break. But anyway, so email them and let them know you can't get access to your account. But the very first step would be to go through Clean Business Network, through the Clean Business Starter course. Open up that intro module. And the intro module is going to have a couple of different things. One is going to tell you what our routine schedule is for the Zoom calls. It's also going to have the link to join the private Facebook group, which you really want to be in because that's where everybody at. So all of them people you've seen in the interviews, myself, Andrew Lewis, whoever you ever seen around me, if you trying to figure out where everybody at, that's where we at in that private Clean Business Network Facebook group. All right, but you can only get in there if you're a Clean Business Network member, right? So go in that intro module and get the link for that. It's also going to have a password for you, so get that. All right, so start there, join the Facebook group, and then go back to the course, go through the whole course, make sure you know it from front to back, so that way you ain't got to ask no crazy questions, because that's one thing we do hate in the group is when people ask, and they come in, they ask these redundant questions that I've been answered inside the course. You know what I mean? So make sure you use that. And also, even once you do get in the group, make sure that some people don't do this a lot, but make sure you use that search tab, because the search tab, a lot of you got to think this group been around since I think like 2017. So almost all of the questions that people ask already got answered at some point in time anyway, 9 times out of 10. So make sure you use the search tab inside the group as well, because we probably answered a lot of your questions already. All right, what else we got? Carlos Smith, good morning, AJ. Carlos from St. Louis, CMS Janitorial, shout out to y'all. All right. The bat mom. There we go. Hello. What's up? What's up? Reno. Appreciate you checking in. All right. Transformation Cleaning out in Camden, New Jersey. Shout out to you, by the way. Even though I did answer your question already, but shout out to you. And then Cash Craze says, I'm making my website now. I need to make a Facebook page. There you go. And so the Clean Biz Network, the Clean Biz Starter course, going to show you how to do all that. And I'm sure that's what Cash Craze is alluding to. So I'm telling like all of the stuff that y'all are looking for as far as starting your cleaning business, and you want to, well, what about this or what about that? What, trust me, is in the starter course. Everything is in there. I mean, like setting up your accounting stuff. Like, I don't think nobody else showing you that. You know what I mean? Like, if you buy anybody else's courses, whether it's on trucking, credit, what, I don't know what people selling, but I do know that they probably ain't gonna go into detail like I did about building your website, about setting up your bookkeeping, all of that type of extra stuff that nobody, you know what I mean? Like, people don't think to show you, but it's part of business. So I feel like you should know that type of stuff, right? All right, so here we go. What else we got? And I'm gonna get into my lecture in a minute. The topic of this video was 2 things that you will need to make 2025 a successful year, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. But I love the question, so I'm gonna keep going into that. And also, too, if I keep doing these and no video style, then it probably won't be this clean because usually I'm gonna be doing it from my phone. Right now, I'm just sitting from the office. I want to experiment with it. But anyway, any other times I'll probably be on the move, probably in the car or sitting in the backyard or somewhere. Anyway. All right, the bet mom says I need to raise my price for my vacation rental houses up to $100. How do I do that? You simply just do it. All right. So whatever you got your prices at now, that is what you bid on going forward. Now you talking about for how do you do it for everybody else that's already your customer? Well, you just got to have that tough conversation with them. You can send it in email form as well. But you basically, what I like to do is I like to have something to blame it on, for lack of better terms, right? So you can blame it on inflation. You can blame it on the cost of blah, 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 but have something to look at it. And then also, too, I always tell people this, too. If you decide to renegotiate your prices while you're already, servicing a customer, then just make sure that you're prepared to lose them, too, right? So if you profitable right now and you making money, it might not be the profit that you want, but you are profitable, then just make sure that, okay, well, you know what I mean? If it ain't worth losing, then it might not be worth discussing. Maybe you just get that profit on the other people. And then 2, I don't know how you do yours for your vacation rentals, but if it's a contract there, then maybe you wait towards the end of the contract, so maybe about 2 months before the contract is about to end, 2-3 months, and then send out a notice and let them know that, hey, your contract is renewing in X amount of days. Just wanted to inform you that as of the contract renewal date, the price will go up from blank to blank due to blank. All right. But I wouldn't just, like I said, I wouldn't just up and do it just because you feel like it. Make sure you got something to base it off, and make sure too, like, why do you want to go to 100? You know what I mean? Like, what's the cost of your goods sold? What is, what's your profit margin? What is the profit margin that you want to target? And make sure all of this is math and not just your emotions. All right. Christian Brown says, I did a 1 year of franchising cleaning through Jam Pro, but I discovered that wasn't the correct route. Been trying to do my own thing, and I still got my business name, etc. I'm just lost after leaving them. Join Clean Biz Network. Very simple. I'm a former franchise owner, as that most people know. You know what I mean? Every single thing that you're missing that they didn't teach you, Clean Biz Network, the starter course is going to teach you that. All right, so just join Clean Biz Network. It's only $99 to join, or you can put in the coupon code at checkout and try it for free for 30 days. Most people don't know that either. You type in the word challenge, type that in at checkout, and it'll let you join for 30 days for free. So you can go through the course, all of that stuff. It's going to tell you everything you need to know. Build your website right in our platform, get your business number right in our platform, send out invoices through our platform. I mean, you name it. I make it so that there's absolutely no excuse for you. You know what I mean? So there's that. All right, he said, yes, I drive 3 hours round trip, but I don't want to lose those clients. I know I don't want to. There you go. And it's like, so, yeah, I already answered your question. Right, so I ain't going to keep going. All right, but question slowed down a bit, so I'm going to take the time and I'm going to talk about what I came to talk about. But before I do that, and as I let y'all get more questions in, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and add Instagram on here too, so they can get some of this good knowledge on this Thursday morning. I really suppose I went live yesterday. I'm already off to a bad start to the new year, But I told myself too, I said, rest while you can. You know what I mean? Rest while you can, because it's about to be no days off. So there's that. All right, let me click this button. Can y'all hear that dude cutting the grass outside my office out there? It's annoying to me, but I'm trying to ignore it and talk through it. All right, so I set up Instagram. And if you get away from my microphone, I'll go in a minute. I know y'all can hear that. Ain't no way y'all can't hear that. Okay, but I'm like, come on. All right. As soon as he go away, he almost about to go. All right, man. So I'm gonna go ahead and get into it and try to ignore him, because who is that? Twist and Lock said it ain't that bad. All right, I'm gonna do my best to ignore it. And we gonna go live. And I just hit live on Instagram, so here we go. All right, look, y'all. If you're trying to see success in 2025, just the two things that we need to know. All right, we need to know two things. The first thing is you're gonna have to sacrifice something to get what you want. All right. I'm doing my best not to be distracted by that damn person. But anyway, but you're gonna have to sacrifice something to get what you want, y'all. And I talked about this a little bit on the last Clubhouse meeting 2 weeks ago. And I shouted out Mila. I'm gonna shout her out again because we were talking about this. And she kind of got me back on my law of attraction stuff, my Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill type of stuff. If you never read the book Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, or listen to it, y'all know most of us listen to books versus read them these days. But if you read them, good for you as well. But we would kind of get, and it's like that's the type of stuff that got me going when I first got into entrepreneurship. And it's like as you keep going and going and growing, and you kind of feel like kind of get away from that stuff. And I kind of felt like, you know what, I know it. I don't got to listen to this stuff no more. I know what it is. I know what I know. And it's like that word, I know, those two words will limit you for your whole life. Even if you do know something, just shut up and take it again. You know what I mean? And that little stuff like that, the stuff that I used to follow to the T, you know what I mean? In my 20s, like one thing, for those who don't know, I sacrificed my whole 20s. You know what I mean? Like my whole 20s, most people partied and all that. Now I was grinding in my 20s, and now I partied in my 30s. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, but now I'm at a point where it's like, all right, let me lock back in and go all in, because I'm gonna tell y'all this too. And I'm just gonna be frank with y'all. Gonna hear me say this a lot this year, but I think that 2025, and I might be late, but I think 2025 might be the last year for us to really get money. It's either you get rich this year or you probably done. Because the way that the world is going, I'm telling you, AI going super duper fast. And I got a whole nother video on doing this, but AI is going super duper fast. The robots are here. I don't know if y'all looked at them damn Tesla bots. That shit ain't no joke. You know what I mean? And so what we got to do is we got to go super hard and go all in this year. And I don't know how long we got, but if I just had to guess, somebody asked me how long do I think it'll be before the robots really like enter this industry and start replacing humans. My answer to them was 2 to 5 years, and that's scary. I don't know if y'all realize that. Excuse my damn AC that just popped on too. Not AC, but the heat. So the system inside my office is controlled by the damn management company. Ain't nothing I can do about it, but it won't stay on long. So excuse that loud noise in the background. But I'm just gonna tell y'all now, we ain't got a lot of time to get money, y'all. And what's gonna happen is either you got it or you don't. Either you got the have and the have-nots, and it ain't no middle class. And we pretty much already see it now, but we still got a chance to make that jump. And so that's why I can't chill like how I've been chilling. So I talked about the two things you're gonna need for this year. The first one is gonna be sacrifice, and really the second, I'm saying it backwards, but this is the way that I was looking at it. The first one is sacrifice, and then the second one is definite of purpose. Right, so you got to know exactly what you want. All right. Now the problem is, at first I was gonna say, well, this is the year of sacrifice for me, and what I'm sacrificing is my schedule, my routine, because I do what I want, right? And I've been doing what I want for a long time. And actually, I'm not even gonna speak in present tense anymore because it's time now. It's over now. But I have been doing what I wanted to for a long time now, for probably the past, what years? It's 25 now, so 24, say 24, 23, 22. So yeah, for about the past 3 years, I just been doing what I want. You know what I mean? Look, shit, really 4 years. Cause I said put 2021 in there too. You know what I mean? I really was like on my grind probably 18, 19, 20, and obviously every year before that, right? But past 4 years, I really just been chilling. I don't work Mondays. I wasn't working Mondays or Fridays for real, for real. I worked probably Tuesday through Thursday. I didn't have an alarm clock. I set all my meetings to like 10 o'clock because I knew I wasn't getting up before a certain time. You know what I mean? That is like that heat is just getting louder and louder, trying to compete with me right now. This is crazy. But anyway, and so it's like I got to give all that up now if I'm gonna go ahead and take advantage of this. You know what I mean? If I'm gonna take advantage of this opportunity, why I got it. Because like I told y'all, the time is winding down, and so the shit that I'm trying to do is I can't afford to work how I was working. It's like, yeah, I can survive, maintain. I can maintain if I stay on the track that I'm on, but it ain't gonna work. I don't want to maintain because one thing about maintaining, guess what? Everything always increases. The cost of everything always goes up. You know what I mean? New competition always comes in, and if they shit better than yours, and guess what? They gonna beat you. You know what I mean? If they marketing better than you, they gonna beat you. If they hustling harder than you, they gonna beat you. And so it's like, damn, it's time to innovate again. It's time to change again. It's time to grow again, right? And so a lot of times we think that, you know what I mean, we can get somewhere and it's like, oh, I made it. You know what I mean? That's what everybody strive to get. And I told my kids this when they were young. Hopefully they still remember, right? But people think that, oh, I want to get rich, and they think rich is a set amount of money. And I always tell them that ain't what you want. You want wealth because wealth is measured in time. Riches is measured in, material. You could say money, for example. And so, but I always say I like time freedom. You know what I mean? I like to get wealthy because that way is like I can go X amount of time without actually doing work, right? But here's the thing. How do you get to that wealth? Well, you got to do something. You got to give something for that, right? And so in this new book I was listening to, I'm gonna see if I can find it for you. I just uninstalled Audible and switched to Spotify, but I was listening to it on Audible. Shout out to Mila for recommending me that book. But anyway, in the book it gave me the wealth formula. I'm gonna read it to y'all. And isn't Think Grow Rich too? I'm pretty sure. All of that stuff be regurgitated and repeated. I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. So it's 6 steps that you gotta have, that you gotta do to obtain a certain amount of money. So let's just say you want money, right? And you want to get a certain amount by the year 2025 or within the next 30 days or the next week or the next blah, 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 right? And this is something I used to do all the time. And I kind of just got away from it. But I'm going to tell you now, and I did it here recently. And I'm about to hit my goal because my date is almost there. And I'm going to show y'all. All right, I'm going to tell y'all what it is. So, all right, bam. So step 1, you need to define a definite amount of money that you want. All right. Step 2, say exactly what you plan to give to get that money because nothing comes for free. All right. So you got to know exactly what you're going to do to get that exact amount. So make up your mind and don't just say no astronomical bullshit either because you got to be able to believe this. All right. So say an amount that you really think that you can get. All right. And don't be too realistic either because being realistic is where dreams die. Right. So make sure you pick an amount of money that's possible for you to believe that you can get. Then figure out exactly what you intend to give to get this money. Then establish a definite date when you intend to get it. So when are you gonna get it by? So let's just say you want to get. Let me think of an achievable number or something that sound, doable. Let's just say you want to get 10 grand within the next 30 days. Okay. So let's just say, bam. So you want to get 10 grand 30 days, and what you're gonna do to get it is you're gonna do 10 10 strip and watch jobs for $1,000 each until you get it. All right. So there's that. So there go your 10 grand right there, but you got to do it within 30 days. Right. So that's what you plan to give to get it. All right. And step 4 would be create a definite plan for carrying out this desire and begin immediately. So it's like, okay, now what's the plan to get those 10 strip and watch jobs? Okay, well, I'm going to cold call, blah, 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 blah. Or I'm going to reach out to all of my buildings. I got 25 buildings. Out of those 25, I know that this many can use stripping waxes, and so I'm gonna get 10 of those from that, right? But figure out your definite plan on what you're gonna do to carry this out. All right. And step 5, write a concise, clear statement rather, for the amount of money you plan to get, what you intend to do to get it. What else? the way I wrote my notes is not clear because I'd be writing it short, so only I can understand it. But for me to read it out loud, I got to sort through it. But anyway, and then clearly describe that plan to get it. So basically, write everything you just put up at the first 4 steps. Write that down, and I recommend physically writing it down on pen and paper. I do everything in my phone, but for this, I recommend putting it down on pen and paper. All right, and then step 6 would be read that statement aloud twice every day. Once in the morning when you first wake up, and then once at night right before you go to sleep. All right. And that's the 6 steps. I got that from a book I told you. It's Think and Go Rich, probably got it, but I got it from another book, but I forgot the name of it. All right. And so here's what I'm telling you this. Most of the time we can't get what we want out of life because we don't know exactly what the hell we want. And that's been me for a long time. I don't even be knowing what I want. Sometimes I want to lock in. I want to build CBN up to $100 million valuation and then sell it. Sometimes I'm like, actually, shit, I'm good already. Fuck am I, been grinding as much for. All I wanted was time freedom. I wanted to be able to earn a living without having to work in a job. I done that shit. So what we don't, just be happy and enjoy it, right? So then sometimes it's that. Then other times it's, it's different things. So it's like, you got to be clear about exactly what you want. And then if we talking about money, okay, we'll get exactly clear about how much of that do you want. And make sure you think everything all the way through. A lot of times we just get satisfied with having just enough. You know what I mean? And that's why you always have just enough. We have just enough to pay these bills. We have just enough to, go out to the little club we want to go to. We have just enough to buy the little bit of clothes we want to buy, right? All this little basic shit. And then you'll never got nothing left over because we ain't thinking abundantly. You know what I mean? We ain't thinking abundantly. We got to think bigger. And so get clear about exactly what you want. All right? Then figure out exactly what you're going to do to get that. And write that statement down, go all in on it, put a plan together on how you're going to get to it. All of it is mostly math anyway. It's mostly math. Just do the reverse math. How much do you need to make? Or how much do you want to make? Okay, now what can I do to get to that? Once you figure out what you can do to get to that, okay, because it's just math. So I just gave you one example. The 10 stripping wives jobs going to get you to 10 grand within 30 days if you wanted it, right? So it's like, okay, bam, well, figure out what you want. Another one is I told y'all this before. Let's just say you wanted to get to 12 grand per month in recurring commercial cleaning contracts. And you got a job. So you like, that sound impossible, but it's not. All you got to do is grow by $1,000 every single month over the next 12 months. Just grow by $1,000 every single month. One contract is $1,000 and just aim for that target range. You can kind of look at a building and see, okay, those type of buildings would typically get at least $1,000 per month. All right. And so target those type of buildings that's going to get you that. Go get you 12 of those, one of them every month. And it's like, okay, well, how am I going to get one every month? Well, how many walkthroughs do you need to get a contract? Well, typically it takes me, if I go on 5 walkthroughs, I'll close one. Okay, so you need 5 walkthroughs every month then. Now, how many calls or how many leads do you need to get not leads to get the walk, the lead and walkthrough the same thing. But how many calls do you make to get the 5? How many calls do you need to make to get the 5 walkthroughs? How many, mailers do you need to send out? How many emails do you need to send out? How many times do you need to go door to door to business? It's like whatever your lead generation mechanism is, how many of those things do you need to do to get the 5 walkthroughs? It's just all breaking it down. Then once you break it down, guess what you got to do too? This is the part that most people struggle on. Believe that shit gonna happen. You know what I mean? Believe that shit gonna happen. Like, be clear, and that should be tripping me out sometimes. Clean Biz Network as a company, as it is today, and as it's been for the last 6 years, congrats to us, we're in year 7 now, right? The Clean Biz Network is just my idea. There's some shit that was just in my head. And every day is in my head, and I just continue to evolve it. At first, it started out with just starter kits. I was selling starter kits, really. And then I came up with this idea for lead generation. Everybody's struggling to get customers, so I came up with that. Then it was like, okay, well, what about the calculator? Let me show you how to calculate the job. So then it was that. Then we came with the software. Then next thing you know, I learned about selling courses. Then we started selling courses. Then he's like, you know what? Actually, fuck a course. Just put a whole coaching program together. So that way you don't leave people hanging after they go through the course. Because most people don't have the patience to sit there and go through, and the discipline rather more than anything, to go through a course on their own by themselves anyway, right? And so these are the type of things, but it's like, it all starts with having that plan, knowing what you want, then having a plan to get that thing, then believing that you can actually get it, And then that other word, which I was talking about this year, is sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice. And so a lot of people don't want to sacrifice. And that's why you keep getting the same bullshit that you keep getting. Y'all don't want to sacrifice, buying the certain shit that you've been buying. You don't want to sacrifice your lifestyle. You know what I mean? When we first started our cleaning company, and I say we, I'm talking about me and my wife, right? She was there, this was way before she was my wife, right? And we were, we bought our house. We moved into this house. Then guess what? When I started the cleaning company, guess what we did? We turned that house into a rental property and we moved back to the projects because we realized, all right, bam, we're going to need to, double down on this thing. I want to create multiple sources of income. So, okay, bam, let's downgrade on the living arrangements, right? Let's go ahead and, matter of fact, we ended up moving. If you got to move and relocate to a whole nother goddamn city or state, in my case, I went to a whole nother state. Do what it takes. Guess what? If it means getting a job, get a motherfucking job. You know what I mean? Get a job. Like, don't be scared to make a sacrifice and change your lifestyle in order to get exactly what it is that you want. You know what I mean? And a lot of people be scared to do that. We so married to the shit that we got now. But guess what? If you give up the good that you got now, you can obtain the great that's in store for you later. And the sacrifice is always just temporary. It's just temporary. Like, you ain't got to do this thing forever. I seen some before where they said, the struggle phase is supposed to be a phase. It ain't supposed to be a lifestyle. And sometimes we turn that into a lifestyle. And guess what? Now, that don't only go for the struggle phase. That goes for the hustle phase too. That's why I got to tell y'all now, I'm entering I got to get back into the hustle season, right? But it's just a season. This ain't no goddamn lifestyle. I'm not, grind all day, grind all night forever. Hell no. If that's the mission, then excuse me. You know what I mean? I ain't with it. But what I will do, and we used to call this false motivation in the military. But what I will do is I'll quote unquote brainwash myself or trick myself into believing, yeah, I love the work. Yeah, I love the grind. Yeah, I love the hustle. Yeah, I do that and program my mind to think that to get myself through these times or through this particular situation to that work so I can get to where I'm trying to get to. Once you get yourself to that point, okay, bam. Now I can remember, okay, now why did I do all of this again? Okay, bam. Oh, I was just trying to, all right, bam. So now I got this. So now I can kind of restructure my routine, restructure my lifestyle to do what I really wanted to do. But you got to do what you got to do so you can be able to do what you want to do first. All right. That's a little bit of a rant right now. I want to give y'all that, and I ain't even get to stay on topic for real because I kept going on a tangent in different spots. But I'm gonna stop and I'm gonna look at the questions real quick. What we got on here? Need onboard appointment time. How can I find it? Onboard appointment time. Let me see something. Let me see. Oh, you talking about for a regular CBN? Just how does that work? It was a on the thank you page, there was a calendar on there, but just email, what's her email? Email admin@cleanbusinessnetwork.com. Bill does those, so just email her and schedule a time. Admin@cleanbusinessnetwork.com. All right, what else we got? AJ, I worked for the franchise Open Works for a year, and it was a curse and a blessing at the same time. I got my first 4 contracts from what I learned from them. And that's how it be. And that's how it be. Like that same thing here. You know what I mean? Yeah, like I told you, I was with franchises before, multiple different ones. And it was a blessing and a curse. It's a blessing because look how much I learned. You know what I mean? Now, it seemed like a curse because it's like, God damn, every time I turn around, they had more fees for me. You know what I mean? I was losing contracts. It was a lot going on. And it's like I felt like they were underbidding certain contracts. And it's like, so you got all of these, things that you can look at in a negative way. But I always will spin that into the positive way and just say, well, look what I learned from it. And so now I went on from that experience to go on and be able to create something like Clean Business Network, right? And so that's what you just kind of look at it. So it's definitely a blessing. It's not even a curse. It's just straight a blessing because all of the lessons that you took from it. Now you can take what you learned and go somewhere else. And that's why I love people who were in franchises first that come to Clean Business Network because they get to see the drastic difference and the value in what we're providing. Because some people that's brand new, sometimes they can come in, they can be spoiled, and they be thinking, damn, I thought you was going to have a magic pill for me and do everything. No. I mean, don't work like that. You still got to do it. You still got to sit through the material and learn from it. You still got to get the hell up and go out there even when it's cold outside and get to these buildings and staff these buildings and interview these people and learn how to fucking like let's just go into something real quick. Like people, I think in your mind should seem more simple than it actually is. And actually, let me say this. It is simple. I always say it's simple, but that don't mean it's easy. Easy and simple are not exactly the same. You know what I mean? Like something might be easy to do, but it might and it's probably simple to do, but everything that's simple to do ain't always easy to do. So for example, it's simple to understand the concept that all you got to do to have a successful cleaning business is find new contracts and put people in them to clean them and keep a profit out of it. That's simple, logic to understand, but is that easy to do? Not necessarily. You know what I mean? Not necessarily. Like for one, guess what? You got to, all right, bam, when you do your interviews, what questions you're going to use, which we put this in the cleaning but starter course. A lot of the stuff that you know what I mean, people don't think about, I already put it in there. But like, okay, well, how you going to come up with your questions? Okay, now when you come up with your questions, what are you using to judge their answers? You know what I mean? What are you thinking about when you do that? What mannerisms are you looking for in people? Like matter of fact, then once you hire them, okay, now how you going to train them? What's your training process for that? What does that look like? Now that you hire them, now that you train them, now you got a discrepancy between two workers. How do you handle that as a leader? You know what I mean? What have you had experience as a supervisor before? You know what I mean? Have you had experience cleaning before? So would somebody ask you that's working for you a question and they say, I don't know how to clean these floors. This floor right here is VCT. This floor, I'm used to cleaning hardwood floors. How do you clean the VCT floors? Hey, can I strip and watch this hardwood over here? You don't know. You know what I mean? So this is constant things that you got to continuously learn for yourself. And you got to really be locked in on whatever it is that you're doing. You know what I mean? You got to constantly be learning. You got to constantly be growing. Everything is a lesson. You know what I mean? So when y'all get complaints and when y'all lose a contract or whatever the case may be, we got to stop getting in our feelings and being mad and say, oh, they was racist. That's the first thing everybody knows. Oh, they was racist. They ain't like us anyway. No. I mean, you know damn well them floors were fucked up. You know, they showed you the picture. You know what I mean? They don't all. And so if you're not educated on the craft or on whatever it is that you're doing, then you setting yourself up for failure. And so no matter who, and I'm just going to say this too, no matter whose, course or coaching program, whatever you get, whoever stuff you get into, no matter what, it ain't going to be your magic pill. You still got to learn constantly learn, go through shit. That's why I always recommend too that you subcontract for other cleaners, other cleaning companies out there, because if you don't, then you probably going to miss out on a lot of lessons. That's how I learned a lot of my lessons, by subbing for other people. You know what I mean? So definitely sub for other people as well, because a lot of these OGs in the game, while they might can't teach you how to scale up a business because, they've been in the damn field for 20 years now. But guess what they can do? They can show you how to clean. I guarantee you that. Like I told y'all before, everybody know me for cleaning business, but really the key word in what I do is not the cleaning, it's the business. And that's how I was able to pass a lot of people that were before me, is because I know business, not because I know cleaning. And if you want to be one of the best cleaning business, then guess what you need to do? You need to be the best business owner first. It ain't about who can clean the best. So a lot of people say, oh, I got to clean the business because I can clean good. But it ain't about if you can clean good. It's about if you can run a business good. And the business got a lot of moving parts. All right. But if you can clean good, that's damn sure going to help you stand out from the pack too, because now you got that experience that'll help you that much more over the person that don't got that experience. All right. What else we got? I'm already sacrificing my body. I'm so tired of it. And my body doesn't like it. That's a fact. That is a fact. So I'll tell you this too. That's something else that I'm sacrificing is my diet. Right? Because you said it. I'm telling you, and as we get older, I'm telling them 30s and up start to hit a little different. And you can feel it on your body, especially the mid 30s. Like your early 30s is like, all right, it's cool. But shit, I didn't cross that threshold. Now I feel stuff. Like I can't even drink a damn soda at all. I'm gonna feel it. You know what I mean? Certain spicy foods, I feel it in my gut. I don't like it. You know what I mean? And so it's like those are things you don't even recognize when you're young. Matter of fact, if I eat pork bacon in the morning, I feel sluggish for hours after that. And it's like, and I started to pick up on stuff like that. And you don't realize it. I ate some steak the other day. I was toe up for 2 days because my body trying to digest it. You know what I mean? So it's like, all right, bam, I got to limit, the red meats and all that type of stuff. But these are things that you learn over time. And so it's like, if you want to be at the tip top shape, what you need to be if you want your business to be in tip top shape, because your business is always going to be a reflection of you too. Right. And so this is the time now where we got to get our shit together. You know what I mean? What you say? Wait till you 36, you wake up and you toe up. Wait a minute. You do know I'm 36 right now, right? Right? You do know I'm 36 right now. Trust me, I understand. Right? And that's why I do my best to try to go to the gym at least twice a week. At least twice a week. All right. So make sure you're getting in that gym. Now, I mean, keeping up with your body and making sure that you prioritizing your diet as well, because that food got a big, big, big effect on how we feeling, and we don't even realize it. All right. What else we got? I want stability. I hate to break this to you. That's hard to get it as an entrepreneur. It's always constantly changing and growing. I think at some point you can get it, but you got to scale up big enough to the point where you can put a CEO in place. Or you have to have very clear defined roles and SOPs within your company. And then you put yourself on a set salary, and then you know what your regular routine daily things to do each day is. And then you basically just got a job again. But it's very hard to just be stable in a company. Man, entrepreneurship is a bitch. Right? That shit is a bitch. That's why I was ready. I posted this in the Clean Biz Network private Facebook group. I posted it in there that honestly, I strongly debated just quitting altogether because I've been doing it so long and it's just tiring. It really is, because I was talking to Andrew when I was at his house for the holidays. Like, sometimes I just get tired of thinking. That shit sounds crazy, but I just get tired of fucking making decisions. Like, when you the entrepreneur and you got so many moving parts in your company, nonstop, constantly, every day you making, X amount of decisions all day long, decision after decision, and you always got to think calculated about it. And I remember when I used to work regular jobs, and I always had like labor jobs and shit. I ain't never really have too many, good careers, right? But I never used to understand, like, damn, why the fuck that dude get to make all the money and I don't like he doing nothing? You know what I mean? He got an office, he barely be in it, like he just walking around. You know what I mean? And he in meeting after meeting, but it's like, what is he doing though? And so, but now I can kind of see it, and I forgot which book it said, but they say the people who get paid for their I forgot how they worded it, but it's something along the lines of people who get paid for thinking always will make more than people who get paid for labor, right? And when you don't, to the uninitiated, that's the best way I can put that. That don't make a lot of sense. It's like, well, I'm doing all the work, but it's like, no, in actuality, the person that thought about this whole thing, if it wasn't for them thinking this together, you wouldn't even have the position. You know what I mean? If they couldn't figure out a way for you, like, for example, shout out to Miss Johnson over at Tenacity Academy. She said that this was a while back too. She said, basically, what you need to do if you don't want to work a job no more, just stop looking for jobs and look for contracts. Stop trying to complete job applications and start doing fucking submitting cleaning proposals. Like, that's the difference between an employee and an entrepreneur, right? An owner and a worker, right? Is they just going after different things. It's the same thing. That kind of go back to that phrase, know your worth. And so it's just like, if you, let's just say you an employee and you working at a cleaning company. Okay, well, your worth is what they paying you, because that's all you know what to go after. Versus the person that's thinking on a higher level than you, they say, no, I'm not going to go after a cleaning job. I'm going to go after cleaning contracts. So now with this person going after cleaning contracts, and they were able to create a job for you within that contract. So they were smart enough, and they thought about this good enough to where they figured out a way to charge the customer enough to where they can pay you, but also keep the price low enough for the customer who's willing to pay for it. Also make sure there was enough valuable there so the customer will want to pay for it. And then also leave some profit for them damn selves to be able to make some money without physically doing the labor. And then why is it important for them to not physically do the labor? It's not because so they can be a lazy ass and sit on their ass, which that's what I always thought, right? And that's what most of us think going into it. We just trying to make some money without doing shit. right? But really what it is because so they can duplicate that and go help more people with that system. It's just a system. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, bam, well, if I could figure out a way to provide this service to you and I don't have to take up my time doing it, guess what? Now I can go provide the service to also more different people. And now I'm not limited to just as one or two customers, right? Now I can provide this service to, endless amounts of people as long as we, cross our T's and dot our I's, right? So anyway, I just got on around. I'm rambling today. I'm having fun. I'm having fun. All right, what else we got? I put a job ad on Indeed. I got two candidates. One was a divorce court, and the one was on divorce. Oh, was on divorce court, and the other literally stabbed my sister 8 years ago. Great pics. Well, damn. Well, first off, what's wrong with being on divorce court? Right? Can't discriminate for somebody for being on divorce court. It happens, right? So, and now the other person, yeah, that's crazy. I'm gonna move on from that one. All right. What else we got? Yeah, that is crazy though. Yeah, damn. What else we got? All right, balancing home life and work life has been tough, and that's why routines are important too. And that's what I was talking about earlier. Like, we got to have a routine because if you don't, then it'll just be all over the place. You know what I mean? It'll just be all over the place, and the business won't be getting what it needs. Your family won't be getting what it needs. Ain't nobody you won't be getting what you need, and nobody gets what they need. Like when I create my schedule, which by the way, I meant to send that email out yesterday, but I'm gonna send it out today. I sent out a routine, like I did that earlier this year, but I'm gonna send out another one today just because I know it's the new year, everybody trying to get this stuff together. But I got like a routine template, and I'm gonna send that out later on so y'all can kind of use it for anybody that want one. But matter of fact, I'll put it in the chat right quick. It's just is a doc, like a Google sheet, and let me see if I can find it. And basically, it's just a nice little template that you can kind of use to create out what your weekly routine gonna be. Let me share that for y'all. And then in order to use it, because when you click on it, you're not gonna be able to edit it. But what you got to do is you got to click File, and then click Make a Copy, and then it'll be yours. All right. But anyway, y'all can use that if you want to use that. But even within my routines, like I try to make sure I put in there, okay, chill time. Because if you don't schedule chill time for you, then guess what? You won't find the time for that either. Like, I literally schedule down, okay, bam. If I'm going to be chilling, I'm going to be playing the games, I'm going to be goddamn, having drinks or whatever the case may be, then goddamn it, I'm putting that on my calendar. And so then when somebody bother me during that time, guess what? AJ, can you do? No, I'm busy right now. And I am. And somebody might say, well, then no, you ain't busy. You ain't doing shit. You just chilling. I know. But I plan to chill. You know what I mean? I already did my work. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, if I feel like, yeah, I can go help you do whatever the case may be, then obviously I can take the time to do it. But if I don't feel like it or if I don't want to, then I got enough respect for my own time because it's in my calendar now. And so if you living without a calendar, I'm going to tell you now, you already setting yourself up for failure and you don't respect your time. So therefore, nobody else will respect your time either. Just going to tell y'all that now. And you got to live by a calendar. I highly recommend using a Google Calendar. So the calendar that came with my phone, because I got an Android, by the way, so I'm not fancy like y'all iPhone people, all right? But the calendar that came with my phone, I used to use that, and that one is great. And I still use it for one thing and one thing only, is because they got this little feature where you can put like emojis on each day. So I would use like the emojis to track which days I'm like working out and stuff like, or which days I drunk water, etc. But I ended up downloading the Google Calendar because that one it syncs better to everything. And so it syncs well to my CRM. It syncs well to Calendly. It syncs well to everything. So I just use that Google Calendar. So I highly recommend it. If you don't use a Google Calendar or some type of calendar every single day, you tripping. Get you one. All right. What else we got? I've had much success with Indeed. The key for me is what you post. You have to be very specific and intentional with what you are looking for and what job entails. That's a fact. And two, it's crazy. Actually, what I'm about to say might contradict that a little bit. But what did she say? This lady, shout out to her, when I took this entrepreneur program, she said that you got to treat job posts like basically like as if you was hiring a customer. And what she was saying was don't overdo it. She was saying how Basically, point out all of the great things about the job because you want to attract as many people as possible. So you want to point out all the good stuff. And I know when I used to put posts on there, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to tell you now so that way you don't waste my time and I don't waste your time. So I would always put the bad stuff. I used to title it, the post that I used to put on there, this is hard work in all capital letters, right? Because I ain't want nobody, I ain't want to attract no lazy people. And really, the buildings that I always had was not really hard work. I always had nice, clean, carpeted office buildings, so it wasn't even really that hard. But I would describe it like that, and even in the description, once they open it, I would, describe buildings that I used to clean for other people when I didn't know, when I didn't start getting my own accounts and know to, target specific type of accounts that I like. But back then, we would have industrial buildings that was so fucking terrible at these warehouses and stuff. And them dudes would turn them damn bathrooms up. I'm talking about shit all over the walls everywhere. It would be bad, right? And so I would describe those situations in my job postings and let them know, are you prepared for this? Are you prepared for that? Da, 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 da. That way I could kind of filter people. And it worked for me back then, I ain't gonna lie. But when this lady said what you said here recently, I was like, that make a lot of sense. Because basically you want the pool to be as big as possible for you to pull from. Then as you get those applications in, then you can kind of review them, review the resumes, whatever they're sending you in, and then you can kind of filter out from there. Then you do your over the phone interview, then you filter out from there. Then you do the in-person interview, and then you filter out from there, and then you can finally get good people. But just random thoughts, you know what I mean, to give you on that topic. All right, I'm solo. Jennifer Gibson, shout out to you. She said she's solo, and I guess what she's saying is, I don't know what that's pertaining to. Maybe it was something I was saying in the past. All right. Is offering free hot water extraction to customers to attempt to secure some contracts quickly, a strategy you've seen before. What's your thoughts on this approach? If I'm honest with you, I don't like offering free anything with your cleaning business, but there are instances where it will make sense. The one time I think it would be good, like real good, to do a like work for free would be when you're trying to learn something. So if you got like a water extraction job, for example, and you don't know how to do it, but you know somebody who does, and you get a job, sub it out to them, and then you go work with them, I would probably work with them for free in that instance so I can learn. But I'm not a big fan of it. Can it work? I mean, of course it can. So by the way, any type of marketing question you have for me, my answer is yes. Okay, the answer is yes, because try everything until you figure out what works for you. But for me, I'm extremely hesitant to doing anything for free up front when it comes to acquiring customers. I think that if anything, I like all of my sources of income. Typically, I like to let them pay for themselves. So if I could find a way to, like, for example, bam, let's do this. If you could find a way to get paid up front for a job, so if you market it, and they say they want to do it, and then you say, okay, well, I'm going to invoice you, send an invoice, and then we start. Like everything I try to do, I try to do my best. Obviously, certain situations you can't do that, but I try to do my best to get the money up front. Now, if I can't get the money, at least get a contract or something. But I need to know that. You know what I mean, I like to make sure that it's all secure, because these days, anything I do, I'm trying to scale it. I'm always doing it with the end in mind. I'm not doing it with me in mind. And so if I ain't getting no money for it, how the hell am I gonna pay somebody else to do it? You know what I mean? And so I'm always thinking about it in that sense. But is it a good idea? Yes. Right? Always a good idea to market anything that you can think of that's creative. Try it. All right. I have a contract that doesn't pay on time. I'm thinking about letting them go, but I want to keep the cash flow in. Should I not clean them till they pay, or just do light work, like just pull the trash? So I always had put it in my clauses that if they don't pay, we have a right to not clean until they pay. And so you definitely could exercise that right. I would ask you this, though. Make sure that you look, because sometimes we can go off of how we feel, and the way we feel be wrong. Right? Sometimes that should be wrong. So make sure you go back and look at whatever invoicing program that you use or whatever, and look at it and see just how often they've really been late. Because sometimes it could have been they've been late, for the past 3 months. But if you look at it and you had them for 3 years and they always been on time, or it could have been they was late for the past 2 months, but then every other month before that they was good, and then they might have been late one other time last year. That's not consistent pattern, right? So it's like if it's not that consistent, don't sweat it. But make sure number one, you actually judging off of what it is and not how you feel. Because sometimes our mind will trick us and make it seem like they never paid, only because you really were dependent on that money at the time. So that's number one. Number two, like I said, if you want to, number one, that's the other. Actually, number two, that's the other thing. Make sure that what does your contract say about it? So what does your service agreement say about when they pay late? And if you don't have a clause in your service agreement that covers that, then you're gonna have to kind of freestyle it, figure it out now. But you should have had a clause in your agreement. So I would say go back to your service agreement and see what does that say. All right, because that really should have been covered in there. All right, bam. Yep. So solo cleaning, I got you. But what do you want me to talk about? Do you got a question about it? Do you want me to say something about it? What is your thoughts? Like, what do you want from? I see you commented it twice, so I didn't know what you wanted me to go with it. All right, what else we got? I'm looking on Instagram. Let's see what we got over here. Shout out to my nephew over here, my boy Ty, Fly Guy Ty, checking in. All right, shout out to Kelly Johnson. My sister also checked in. I believe that's her, unless that's somebody else named Kelly Johnson. Right, but anyway. All right, but anyway, what else we got? We got the questions on both sides. All right, cool. So I guess we wrapping it up here. I did forget. Damn, I forgot to say this too. So maybe we're not wrapping it up. Hold up, y'all. Let me go get some water, and I'm gonna keep going. Give me 1 second, and y'all can keep the questions coming if you get some as I'm going to go get this water. All right, y'all look like I'm out of water, so I'm settling for this ginger ale that I do not want. But we're gonna do what we gotta do. All right, so I did send an email out for those who are on the email list. I sent it out probably about 2 days ago, and I talked about what is that? Okay, and I talked about I let everybody know that I brought the 1010 program back. And so for those who don't know, the 1010 program, this is what it is. It's basically, I guarantee you that we can help you get to $10,000 per month in additional commercial cleaning contracts within a 10-month span. All right. When I originally put that program out back in, I forgot when that was 2023. When I originally put that program back out and put it out in 2023, it was $50,000 to get it. Period. No payment plan, no nothing. And because back then, I would literally come out to your location and everything. You know what I mean? And like we had to fly out to you, all of that. It's a lot. And so that's what it required. And even the 50 grand, looking back on it, won't enough. You know what I mean? But then I came back out with it again in 24. And I was like, okay, Ben, well, what we'll do is 10 grand up front, 1,500 a month. And so, excuse me, I had to get a little drink. All right. And so I adjusted it then. It was, all right, Ben, how can we make it more affordable? This and that, da, da, da. And so one thing I took away the traveling, going to the people and all of that. And instead it was like, okay, well, we'll meet virtually and then we'll provide you the leads and then blah, blah, blah. Well, now I adjusted it one more time to make it more affordable. So now we won't provide you the leads. You're going to do it, but I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. And then also we're going to meet with you. So basically now what you're doing, the only thing you're really paying for is the coaching itself. But what's going to happen is we'll be your accountability partner, and we got strict, exact terms and a roadmap to get you to the 10 grand. All you got to do is do exactly what we say. So that's why the price went drastically down now. So it's only $2,500 to get in, $1,000 a month. And we're doing straight meetings. We're going to meet with you. You tell us what you want. Obviously, we're going to get you to 10 grand, but we also want to hear the other things about you. Figure out, where you at right now. Do you got a job? Do you not? Are you in business? Are you not? Certain things, right? Then we're going to put together a plan to get you exactly the way you need to be. And then we're going to tell you to do the exact certain things. And then we're going to track what you're doing inside the CRM, which I wasn't, as good at doing at first either. It was something that I didn't know that I do know now to track you better. And so I was able to revise it one more time. So if you're interested in that, you can go to 1010program.com, and it's going to teach you how to get to that 10 grand. Well, it's not going to teach you. You can sign up, and you can have a one-on-one mentor that's going to guide you step by step, and give you a roadmap to get you to that point. So if you're interested in that and you want us to hold you down, hold you accountable to get you to all those things, and that's what joining it. All right. And obviously, when you get that program, it's going to come with membership to Clean Business Network. It's also going to come with the in-house lead generation course, starter course, every single thing, all that type of stuff. All right. What else we got? He's like, heard that, right? Yeah, it was a lot. No, I mean, it was a lot because obviously we were providing a lot. Shout out to Primetime Cleaning Solutions says, shout out to AJ for always providing value. Appreciate that, Big Rome. Shout out to Big Rome. I'm looking forward to that drone. I ain't forgot about you, by the way. So we're going to need that drone for the CBN Conference in July, by the way. For those who are interested and you want to come, pull up. It's going to be in Jacksonville, Florida. This year, I can say this year now. We're in 2025. So it's going to be in July 23rd to the 25th here in Jacksonville, Florida. Get your tickets at cbnconference.com. All right. Is it possible to discuss some subcontract agreements meanwhile? I don't know really what you want me to discuss about it. I mean, I got some templates in the Cleaning Business Starter course. So you can go to module, what is that? Probably 4 going to show you how to price the job. 5 going to show you how to, 3 is getting customers. 4 is pricing the jobs. 5 is what you do after you close the deal. So it's probably module 6, hiring. Go to module 6 in the starter course. It'll tell you everything you need to know. Also, ChatGTP. Literally, just go up there, tell them what you want the terms to be, explain every detail, tell them also include a non-disclosure in it and a non-solicitation in it, and chatgtp.com, it'll tell you, it'll put it together for you in seconds, and you just copy what they give you and then paste it into a Google Doc, and then you're good to go. And then save the Google Doc as a PDF. So when you download it, don't just download it as a Word doc. That's something else too. That was a mistake I made. It was so early on, and I felt so stupid after I did it. But that was my first started bidding on my own contracts without the franchise, right? And I had closed this deal, and I'll never forget the master franchise on it at the time. Shout out to Jay. He sold it now, but he told me because I sent it out, and then I forwarded it over to him because back then, even if you got your own contract, you had to let them know you got it, and you had to let them take a percentage out of it. That franchise thing was crazy. But anyway, when I forwarded it to him, I sent it to him in a Word format. And he was like, AJ, you never, ever, ever send documents in a Word format because people can change it. So you got to send them in PDF. And I felt so stupid because I'm like, damn, how the fuck my computer geek ass supposed to be so smart? How did I make such a simple, mistake? But you live and you learn. So that's why I'm telling y'all, make sure whatever you do, whenever you send in documents and it's supposed to be a hard document and it's supposed to be some type of agreement or something, make sure you send it in PDF form and not a Word form. Just FYI. All right. At this point, I'm done talking. I'm checking to make sure ain't no more questions over here on Instagram. I see we good on YouTube, and I am done. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off of here, but I appreciate y'all for checking in. This was really just an experiment. I did not expect to be on here this long at all. I was just trying to see how it would go if I did a faceless video, audio only. Look like it's the same old, y'all don't care, and that's good. That's my type of people right there. And I mean, like, just come here for the information because that's really what it's about anyway. Don't worry about if I got on what I had on yesterday or none of that. I mean, focus on what matters. All right. But anyway, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to everybody that's on here. Happy New Year to everybody. Shout out to my family over there, Tenacity Academy, Clean the Business Channel, checking in. Happy New Year. Appreciate y'all. All right. And I'm hopping off. I will talk to y'all probably tomorrow. I'm probably going to be live tomorrow as well. So we'll see. Talk to y'all soon. Stay subscribed. What is it? No, what do you call it? What do you call it? I said stay subscribed. Turn your notifications on in case I do go live. You know what I mean? Then you'll get a notification about it. But even some people that got those on say that they don't get the notifications either. So YouTube do what they want to. So just keep checking my channel. All right. Because you never know when I'm pop up on here. Shout out to I Dream McLean that says, nah, we here for the info. I appreciate that. Thank y'all so much. I'm headed to the top. Ain't none of y'all stopping me. Used to say I never get a ring. Charles Barkley. Now I got a wife, got kids on property. Bubble-eyed beans that look like that be watching me. Okay, I lied about the beans, but that was hard though.